A typical stair rail height is between 34 and 38 inches, measured from the leading edge of the stair tread vertically to the top of the rail. Be sure to consult local building codes prior to installation. Rest your bottom universal rail on stairs and transfer the length and angle of the stairs onto the rail. This angle will be used throughout the entire installation. Cut both universal rails to proper length and angle with a fine-tooth blade. Use the intermediate base plate as a template to determine the intermediate baluster location on the bottom universal rail. Pre-drill offset hole with a 3/16" drill bit using a scrap baluster for a correct angle. Trim the intermediate baluster to the desired height and angle at both ends. Line up the intermediate baluster with the bottom universal rail. For easier installation, pre-drill the screw chase with a 3/16" drill bit. Attach the intermediate baluster to the bottom universal rail with a number 10 by 2" screw. Trim foot blocks to stair angle and maximize length. Prepare foot blocks by boring a 1/2 inch hole 2 1/2 inches deep, then follow with a 3/16" hole through the entire block. To position the foot blocks, temporarily install the rail section. Position foot blocks so they fit snug between the bottom universal rail and the stairs. Mark their location and remove the bottom rail. Pre-drill the underside of the bottom universal rail with a 9/64" drill bit. Attach the foot blocks at the marked location using number 10 by 2" screws. 2 foot blocks are required for every section up to 6 feet and 3 foot blocks for every section up to 8 feet. Next, attach brackets to the universal rails using the number 10 by 7/8" screws. Next, attach the base plate to the intermediate baluster using the number 10 by 1" screw provided. Now, place bottom universal rail between posts and align to the center of the post. Let the rail rest on the foot blocks with the intermediate baluster perpendicular to the deck surface. Temporarily install railing between the posts. Mark the height of the post covers. Post covers should be flush with the top universal rail. Cut your post covers and posts to the desired length and angle. Place the post covers over the 4 by 4" posts. Install skirts by sliding them over the post covers. Position bottom universal rail with the intermediate baluster perpendicular to the deck surface. Center the rail between the post covers. Pre-drill 9/64" pilot holes through the post cover and into the post using the holes in the brackets. Screws are designed to go in at a slight angle. Secure with number 10 by 2" screws. Use an extra intermediate baluster, rested on the bottom universal rail, as a template for the CableRail hardware and through holes. Use a 3/16" drill bit to transfer marks onto the post cover. Position top universal rail centered between the post covers. Secure the intermediate baluster to the underside of the top universal rail with the 2 number 10 by 1" screws provided. Pre-drill 9/64" pilot holes through the post cover and into the post through the holes in the brackets. Secure top universal rail with number 10 by 2" screws. Finish off the railing system by installing the top rail. Cut the top rail to length. Make sure all seams fall at the center of the post. Pre-drill top universal rail with a 3/16" drill bit every 2 feet. Pre-drill and secure the top rail to the 4 by 4" post using 2 number 8 by 2 1/2" screws. Position screws 3/4 inch from the end of the top rail. Pre-drill through existing holes in the universal rail into the top rail with a 9/64" drill bit. Secure top rail to the universal rail with number 10 by 1 1/2" screws. Use optional end coating on exposed top rail ends. Using the marks on the anchor posts, drill a through hole only in the post cover with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Use a scrap piece of baluster trimmed at the stair angle as a guide. Drill a 1/8 inch pilot hole into the posts. Install hanger bolts with the hanger bolt installation tool into the pilot holes in the post. Leave approximately 1 inch of machine thread exposed for cable take-up. Next, install the quick connect fittings and quick connect swivel fittings onto the hanger bolts. One side of your railing will be quick connect fittings only. The other side will be quick connect swivel fittings only. On one post cover, screw on the quick connect fittings snug to the post cover. On the other post cover, install provided lock nuts onto the hanger bolts. After the lock nuts, screw the quick connect swivel fittings onto the hanger bolts. Be sure not to screw these connectors tight. You will need extra threads to tighten the cable. When all the quick connect fittings are in place, it's time to cut the cable. Insert one end of the cable into the quick connect fitting. Feed the cable through the intermediate baluster. Cut the cable using cable cutters to length using the cut line on the hardware. Insert this end of the cable into the quick connect swivel fittings. Use a set of 3/8" open-end wrenches to tighten the cable using the quick connect swivel fittings. Hold the cable steady while tightening with the swivel end, ensuring the cable does not twist. If your cable is too loose, you can remove it and trim the cable. Once all your cable is taut, tighten the lock nuts against the quick connect swivel fittings.